light as the tackle is, these rods are set up so good. It started Japanese thing, super light, like very short rods, fishing in creeks for like fancy species of trout and that kind of thing, throwing like little tiny little baits, just little pitch like that across the creek. Guys started using it here years ago on the coasts, not in the middle of Arkansas, for basically to kind of try to replace spinning tackle for certain applications where you'd rather not have to, but you have to. So this is as far as the reel goes, this is an actual BFS reel, bait finesse system reel. This one's a 7-to-1, doesn't make a huge amount of difference. But the main thing is that these, for this type of stuff, for throwing these little bitty baits, you really need an actual BFS reel. The braking system works completely differently. The drag works different. These ones have a clicker in the drag, so with light line you can set it more accurately where you don't, not going to have as big a problem breaking off. And it's what these rods are designed for, is true BFS style reels. It makes them function how they're supposed to. The two that they sent us to check out were the two that they're actually going to go with, and they're the 611 3-power and a 7.2 3-power. And Falcon's two actions that they're just coming out with, actually, in my mind, they're perfect for what we're going to do with them. They're not that super light, little tiny bait in the creek deal. They're the perfect, they're on the stout end of BFS tackle. You can basically just take, for probably 5 or 6 techniques, maybe more than that, you can just take your spinning rod out of the boat and tie that bait onto one of these. So something to know about this stuff, about this BFS and these rods and reels, the whole setup, is the cast that you make is, when we're fishing like we are right now, actually throwing it a pretty good ways, it's very similar, but it's not exactly like regular full-size casting tackle. And what you got to do, it's a lot more kind of lower arm wrist deal. You don't want to give it the whole full shoulder like you're trying to send an A-rig over there, because that will, like that, what I just did right there is about all you want to give it. These things are so loose that the bait's going to go and these rods are going to kick it out there. You don't have to muscle it at all, and if you do, you'll blow up the reel. This stuff set up right, and if you just give it, let the rod tip whip it out there. I mean, we've been fishing all day in this wind, pretty decent little wind, and this thing hasn't blown up once on me. So like we talked about, catching them on this little swim bait right now. Some other kind of cool uses for this BFS stuff, these Falcon finesse rods. A lot of small hard baits that would be really tricky. Little small top water, you could do the same with just a little walking bait about that size. That 611 would be perfect for that kind of thing. Or a walking bait, or like a small spy bait. Just stuff that you need light line for. It's little bitty hooks, and that you sometimes want to be able to throw at a distance, you know, breaking fish or whatever the situation is. This stuff really works great for that kind of thing.